Welcome, everybody. Here we are again for the last time this week, the Friday edition of Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious, bright, sunny downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, streaming at WMNHradio.org. And on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. Today is a Friday, February 12th. I always have trouble saying that combination of consonants, 2021. Welcome, one and all. Forgive me if I sound distracted, trying to figure out why this isn't working. I had a little technical kerfuffle there at the beginning of the show with the theme music, but that's okay. I can actually work around that. I just have to remember to show Rob Azevedo the problem so he'll know when he comes in tonight at 6 p.m. to do Granite State of Mind. It is Friday, which does mean, we're on, and then after us is Rob Azevedo with Granite State of Mind live at 6 p.m. And then tonight, from 8 to 10 p.m., Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. And I have the honor and privilege of being Paul's co-host on that show, along with our great friend Dan Randlett. And, of course, we have a lot of fun on that. But in the meantime, give us a call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also send us a text at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. So you have no shortage of ways to interact. Of course, you can always hang out in the Facebook live chat. We have some, looks like a busy chat room already today. We'll say hello to everyone in there in a moment, but the best thing to do so we can enjoy your dulcet tones is call us at 603-250-6007. And I do want to remind you, of course, especially going into the weekend, that we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street, right across the street here in downtown Manchester. Of course, they have delicious gourmet pretzels. They have craft beer. They have wine. It's a wonderful place. Great food, great service, and a great family that owns and operates it. So we're very happy to have that association with them. And also, extraordinarily important, they take COVID very seriously. So the staff is masked at all times, even out back in the kitchen. And the tables are nice and spread apart, and they do clean and sanitize consistently and diligently. So very, very important, of course. No one wants to be somewhere that isn't safe. Well, some of you are perfectly fine with being somewhere that isn't safe, which is unfortunate. But if you're smart, you don't want to be somewhere that isn't safe. But the Hop Knot, a very, very safe place to be. So, and by the way, they have these really cool face masks. They're only $10. And if you wear your face mask, when you do have to wear a face mask to walk into the building, of course, but if you wear it when you go to pick up food and you've already got it on, you get 10% off your meal. So that is pretty cool. Let's see. I want to, by the way, too, Gonzo is going to be Skyping in the 5 o'clock hour. In hour number 2. So we look forward to that. Let's see. Let's say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. And then I have some special audio that I want to share with you. Let's see. John Hopwood is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, John, or often referred to as John C. Hopwood or John Claude Hopwood. Let's see. Jenny also in the Facebook live chat. Let's see. Brian Mackey, all the way from Idaho, also joins us in the chat room. John Hopwood, in all caps, said, forgive me if I sound like I'm yelling, but he wrote it in all caps. Can you actually explain in a few words what QAnon really is? I don't quite know. Well, QAnon, John Hopwood, they're these people who they have figured out the truth. For example, they know that Donald John Trump is going to be inaugurated on March 4th. Isn't that incredible? Only they know that. Perhaps we'll get into it a little bit. Is it a person, John says? Well, there is a person named Q who does occasionally call the show. By the way, I'm very disappointed because I was going to play for you the most amazing song parody ever called "What's Q Got to Do with It?" It's a parody of Tina Turner's song "What's Love Got to Do with It?" And for some reason YouTube. It was posted by this comedian, Philip Markle, and for some reason, YouTube has blocked it. And I don't understand why. I mean, obviously, QAnon is a controversial thing to be making any posts about, but it's not a pro-QAnon post, so I don't know why. I don't know why they blocked it. But apparently, Philip is appealing that with YouTube because he doesn't quite understand it either. So hopefully once that, now I wish I had downloaded it, but usually I only bother to download something if I have to make a radio edit because there's naughty words that we can't say on the FM terrestrial radio. But, I didn't bother to download it because I didn't think it would be necessary because I thought it would always be there. And I was really looking forward to playing it for you today. And I went to play it and it has been blocked. It is verboten. So, not using that word quite accurately in that context, but close enough. All right, so, yes, so there you go. Maybe we'll, like I said, maybe if we have time today, we'll get into why QAnon followers believe that Trump will be inaugurated on March 4th. They believe all kinds of things. They think, some of them think that Trump is actually still president and is operating sort of a shadow presidency, and Biden is simply a puppet for Trump. There's even a theory that Biden is somehow being possessed and controlled by the ghost of Trump or something. These are not sophisticated people, these QAnon people. John Hopwood says, I know it is broader than that, but what triggered the movement? Well, John, I have talked about on the show many times over the years about the melding that we've seen of conservatism and conspiracy theorism. I think it's been with us for a couple of decades, actually, but I think it accelerated. Actually, pre-Trump. I mean, Trump is not a cause. He is the symptom. And it actually accelerated during the Obama administration when you had all these conspiracy theories about Obama and this and that. And then ultimately we elected Trump, our first conspiracy theorist president, an open conspiracy theorist who believes that Ted Cruz's father, Rafael Cruz, helped murder JFK, for example. Why? Because Trump saw it in the National Enquirer. So, it's this is the modern Republican Party. John says, I can't find my phone. It might be in the, Okay. Brian Mackey explaining Q says he's a pig farmer in the Philippines and he started a move. Oh, I think he meant movement, yes. Paul Cormier, better known as Paulie C, is in the Facebook live chat talking about tonight's Retro Spectrum Radio at 8 p.m. He says, what we can do, what we are going to do, if roses are red, then violets are blue, old school RSR tonight at 8 p.m. Yes, some old school hip-hop. Is that Heavy D? Paul, what can we do? What are we going to do? If roses are red, then violets are blue. I think that's from Heavy D's song, Now That We Found Love. Do I have that right? I know my old school hip hop. Bobby Champagne in the Facebook live chat says, good afternoon. Bobby Champagne knows his old school hip hop. I remember I played UNITY by Queen Latifah one day, and Bobby was all about it. I think that's what the young people say now. They don't say all about it. They say all about it. Got to keep it young and hip, even when discussing the old school hip hop. Abigail Jem is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Abigail. She says, hi, folks. I think the young people say that now, too. They say, hi, folks. Abigail is asking, John, why are you yelling? Because, he did write his question in all caps. Jenny says it was Cheese. Cheese started his movement. I don't know if Cheese will do that. I thought Cheese kind of did the opposite. It's supposed to be very binding, so you don't necessarily have unwanted movements. Paulie C says, this afternoon at 5 p.m., I will be storming KFC. I have received Colonel Sanders' orders. Well, apparently Paulie C, a bit of an insurrectionist. All right. By the way, personally, I find KFC disgusting. I just want to put that out there. Bobby, I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that, but I can't even handle the smell of a KFC. Like, I drive by KFC and I want to throw up. And again, I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I am. I mean, I know what prompted me to say it. The mention of Bobby Champagne says, I'm going to need another box of aluminum foil. Rocky Huber is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Rocky. Abigail Gem agrees. Ew, KFC. Paul says, yeah, but you don't like any bone-in chicken. That is true. I will not eat meat off of a bone. That is absolutely true. Eric Street, who is a top fan, also joins us in the Facebook live chat. Eric says, I just saw a video of the Tampa Bay parade, and did you see all those people not wearing a mask? Yes, I did. In fact, including, by the way, Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. He was not wearing a mask, but of course, he's a total psycho and avid anti-masker. You know, not that COVID is that bad in Florida. I'm kidding, of course. It's actually ravaged the state. But, yep, lots of people crowded in the streets celebrating the Super Bowl, not wearing masks, no social distancing, just making sure we have a super spreader event. I get it. Gotta rack up that COVID, right? I mean, because there's a threat with these vaccines. As the vaccine distribution continues, there's this... it's very threatening that, we might actually start to drive down the numbers. So there are people who need to, they feel this need to do what they can to keep those numbers up. It's very frustrating, as you can tell from my attitude about it. I honestly believe I was commenting on this today to somebody online that, we're way over 400. I mean, we're going to hit, 500,000 dead before too long. But I think that we could have, if we had, God forbid, 5 million dead in this country, there's still people wouldn't care. They just wouldn't care. They'd be like, oh, I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not dead. And hey, if it happens to kill one of my grandparents or something, whatever. I don't, as long as it doesn't affect me. I'm an American. I don't have to care about other human beings. Let's see. Tom Blanchard is in the Facebook live chat. Tom says, hi, Matt. I do like a good bucket of chicken. Well, you are welcome to it, Tom. Feel free. I will say, I have had a biscuit from KFC. Those aren't bad. A little dry, right? But you put some butter on it, it's okay. And then, you get some coleslaw and whatnot. But I shan't be partaking in a bucket of chicken myself. That is not my jam. I know for a fact the young people say that now. Not my jam. Let's see. Dan Lavasser is in the Facebook live chat. Dan says, on furlough due to COVID again. Well, sorry to hear that, Dan. Bobby Champagne says, California just passed New York in deaths. I wonder what the trophy looks like. Yeah. Well, let's, speaking of masking and so forth, I want to play just a little bit of audio for you from the Courtesy Call podcast. My good friend Scott Perry, who I've known a long time. There'll be a new edition of Courtesy Call up this weekend on Sunday morning. But Scott does a great job. We had him on the show a number of weeks ago to talk about his new venture, Courtesy Call. But he, in his last episode that went up this past weekend, he had done his own little mask rant, and apparently it was inspired partly by my mask rant, but also by the letter that I read a week ago last Friday. I'd been to the post office across the street. We have a post office box there for the business, and had received a letter from my mother. And I ended up reading the letter on the air here because I felt that it was related to the issues of the day, and got a lot of positive response to it. But anyway, apparently that inspired this rant, this brief rant from Scott Perry on Courtesy Call, and I'm just going to share that with you.
And let's talk about being safe in public and ensuring safety while we're out and about. I would like to remind all of you listeners and everyone out there in the world to wear your damn mask in public. It's effortless to put on a piece of fabric to save people's lives and ensure safety while you're out in public. And to echo what Matt Connarton said on his show last Friday, and for those who may not know or missed it, last Friday, Matt read out a very nice letter that his mom wrote him in regards to how this country is today compared to how it was several decades ago, and how soft America has become. And yes, I would like to echo that. This country is completely weak as far as maturity and emotional strength goes. I believe I said like back in 2010 or 2011, or somewhere around there, that America has lost its balls. And that we're not as strong as we think we are and whine like a bunch of toddlers. And this was roughly like 10 years ago. Today, the country is just unreal. A lot of people today cry over the simplest things. Asking people of today to take responsibility and do sensible things is like asking them to cut off a limb or undergo a root canal. I blame part of it on the parents not toughening up their kids when they were growing up, and some of the blame on the media and technology for enhancing the idea that society should feel overly entitled. I also feel a lot of people out there want to make a lot of noise in a negative way and get a jolly off getting to each other's nerves. That plays off a lack of maturity. We decide if we want to make a difference. Point blank. We are the ones in control. If we want to make a difference, we have the full power. We decide if we want to make a difference and change the world for the better. It all starts with being responsible. The ball is in our court. Let's start with wearing a mask in public, protect others' safety, and let's accept the fact and reality that if we don't, the chances of spread are much greater. I think that this is something that can be accomplished. Part of me thinks that yelling out to you people is productive and constructive, but a part of me also says, am I wasting my time? I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my breath. I don't think anybody else does. I think a lot of people are going to continue to deny the safety precautions and deny, that it does any good. You're not going to wear a mask. You're going to continue to be part of social gatherings and cause super spreader events. And you're going to be in favor of that until either you get infected with it or someone else you love or care for gets infected with it and dies. And then you may take it serious. Don't let it come to that. Use your heads, be responsible and respectful. Wear your mask in public, decrease the spread. Thank you.
All right, there you go. I just wanted to share that. It's partly for selfish reasons, to be honest. It's reassuring to know that there's people who feel the way that I do and who are putting it as starkly as I do, because I was talking on the show last week, and I've said it a number of times on the show. I love my country and all, but I do feel that we've gotten very, very soft as a country because, it's like I say, it's hard to believe in some ways that this is the same country that fought 2 world wars, and we've all heard the stories and been taught the stories about how everybody pulled together, did what they had to do, made great sacrifices. I mean, there's people who, not that I would say this is the right thing to do necessarily, but there were people who lied about their age when they weren't really old enough to go and serve in the military. Oh, my water went down the wrong pipe there. And of course, we've all seen the graphic of Rosie the Riveter, and it's very different today. Today, we're fighting an invisible enemy, and you've got a large swath of the country who is so put off by even being told they have to wear a mask to walk into a private business that they whine and complain about it. And, That's America in 2021. It's not let's all pull together and do what we have to do and be tough and be strong and defeat this enemy. In 2021, it's I don't want to wear a mask when I have to go into the grocery store and I can't put that mask on for 20 minutes and it's not fair and meh, 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 meh. That's America today, and it's very, very sad, and it's very selfish and narcissistic, and we're pretty soft. It definitely, Scott used the word entitlement, which I think is a very good word to use. We're very entitled. We're a bunch of whiny, entitled bees. I'm discouraged from saying the actual word, so but anyway. So I wanted to share that with you, and I'm happy that I was able to inspire Scott to say that, and the wonderful letter from my mother. I can't wear a mask. Wearing a mask is worse for me than inhaling germs, or there's people who think that, but they don't really think. See, that's the thing. The reason why I think these people are so weak is I honestly think, like, when you think about the reasons that people are either one, Melanie. I was actually thinking of the first word, Melanie, in the Facebook live chat. When people come up with these reasons for why they can't wear a mask, I think they know that they're BS, but they pretend. I think they pretend to believe them because they don't want to be inconvenienced, or they convince themselves. They go against their own better judgment and find a way to convince themselves that, because you look at the reasons and they're so absurd. I mean, first of all, the idea that wearing a face mask somehow makes you unpatriotic is bizarre on every possible level. I mean, I get how some of these people get there in their own minds. It's like, well, President Trump wasn't into masks, so, if I wear a mask, that might mean I'm going against President Trump. And if I'm going against Trump, that means I'm going against America, so I'm not going to wear a mask. But then you also have all these idiots who will say things like, well, wearing a mask does you more harm than good because you're breathing your own... carbon dioxide or whatever? No, I don't know if that's, you're breathing your own air back in or something. It's like, really? So why don't people who work in healthcare, who have to wear masks all day, you would think they'd be all dropping dead in record numbers if wearing a face mask was actually bad for you. Like, how could people even do surgery? You have to wear a face mask. You got to wear a surgical mask. It's literally called a surgical mask. There couldn't be any surgery if wearing a face mask was bad for you. Nobody could do the surgery. Surgeons would all be dropping dead. God. But that's part of the problem too, is, not only are so many Americans selfish and narcissistic, but there's also a large swath of the population that is just stunningly stupid, and they breed and make more stupid people. It's very, very scary. So anyway, But there's also this sort of anti-intellectual movement among conservatives, which is, where they actually look down on people who are smart. It's very bizarre. It's all very bizarre, that whole anti-education thing. All that fancy book learning is not okay. Just go to everything you need to know is in the Bible. I've literally heard people say things like that, and it's like, wow, no, you if you want to believe in your magic book, you go ahead. But I'm pretty fond of things like science and knowledge, and whatever. Maybe you think all you need is your invisible imaginary friend in the sky, but some of us need a little more than that to, survive in this world. Sorry. Oh, boy. I'm a little extra snarky today, aren't I? It's Friday. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I see a few more people have entered our chat room. Well, let me give the numbers again, and then we'll finish saying hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. By the way, just to clarify something, because I know I get snarky about the religion thing, I'm not actually anti-religion. I'm just anti-using religion to directly harm other human beings, which unfortunately some people do with religion. And I'd love to believe, personally. I think it's a great idea. I like the idea of an all-knowing, all-seeing deity who's going to make everything awesome when we, die. Get to go someplace else. The only thing that gets in the way is I have all these critical thinking skills. It's kind of my curse. My brain, it does all this stuff that causes me to be very skeptical of nonsense. But I would love to believe. I genuinely would. Let's see. Who else have we got in here in the chat? Eric Street commented, at least no one eats KFC at the station. The desk would be all greasy. That's true, Eric. And there is nothing worse. And anybody in broadcasting will tell you, there is nothing worse than coming in to do a show and having a greasy desk. So that's why this is actually a no KFC zone. Let's see. Abigail Jem says, my in-person students are great about masks. So proud of them. I'm glad to hear that, Abigail. Yes. One of the surprising things, I think that's surprising, that we've learned as we go through this whole experience of COVID is schools, not in all cases, obviously, but for the most part, it would appear that schools have turned out to be safer than we would have expected, because you would think that kids, whether they be younger children, grade school age or high school, regardless, you would think that kids would be actually so less disciplined than adults that COVID would just spread like wildfire through the schools, and that, kids would be taking their masks off every 2 minutes and not social distancing at all, and just not caring. And it turns out to be the opposite. Kids generally seem to be pretty good about it, again, to varying degrees. I'm sure it depends on the school. But for the most part, transmission within schools seems to be much lower than expected. And that's why in some parts of the country, even though numbers are still very, very high, there seems to be a growing belief that it's actually safer to have kids in school. In other words, there's likely to be less transmission in school than community spread, having kids not in school all day. It seems to be the safer choice. We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Yeah, the vigorous Ridley people have arrived.
Oh, Dave Ridley. Haven't heard from you in a while. How are you?
Oh, about the same.
Okay. Is that good? Is that bad? Is that...
It's fine. It's fine.
Fair, fine. Okay, good. I'm glad you're doing fine. What's on your mind, Dave Ridley?
Well, this is the people are sometimes, when you do creative things against the government, like civil disobedience or publicity stunts or protests or whatever, they're always saying, why don't you use the system? Why don't you just use the system?
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you been following what happened to Lori Ortolano in Nashville when she tried to use the system?
No, I don't even know that name. I haven't. I've paid so little. I've been very wrapped up in what's the impeachment trial and all that. I haven't paid any attention to anything really at the state or city level. I have no idea. Tell us.
Yeah, they want you to be wrapped up in imperial politics because they've got that locked down, so you can't influence it. But local stuff, as bad as it is, we can influence it. And Lori Ortolano is trying to. She is like in a sense, she's doing something kind of boring. It's just like assessment. She just wants to understand how assessments work. But that has led the city to overreact so badly to her that it's become interesting.
Well, hang
so
on, Dave. Before you go any further, let's just clarify for everyone. So, when you're talking about assessments, you're referring to how a city assesses a property value.
Yes, that's my understanding.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that's what we're talking about. Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not something I'd call in about. Right? Assessments are boring normally, but abuse is not boring, and lack of transparency is not boring. So what's happened is she's been going down to City Hall and trying to learn all she can about assessments so she can share it with the public.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, first, I guess what happened was and most of this information comes out of the Union Leader, by the way. I'm not quoting some conspiracy website.
Yeah.
But anyway, the first, I guess the state got so exasperated with her Freedom of Information requests. There's this thing called the Freedom of Information Act. You're supposed to be able to get information from the government.
Right.
Of course, they try to make it harder and harder over the years since that law was passed. And so with her, they're saying that her Freedom of Information requests are unreasonable, right? And then they also tried to, so they had a state rep submit a bill to try and stop her from submitting certain types of requests.
Jeez. And they can't, oh, wow. So, all right.
Now, obviously, in New Hampshire, you're not allowed to submit I'm not saying that the law does not name her, and it's not a law that would only affect her.
Right, of course.
Makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the first thing they did. And then I guess recently what's happened is they escorted her out of City Hall. And now there's some police involvement of some kind, and they've also issued a no trespass order, so she's not allowed to enter City Hall without permission.
Wow. And all of this just because she's trying to figure out, or she's trying to find out how assessments work in Nashua?
Well, I'm sure there must be something else. What the city accused her of was, quote, harassment.
Yeah.
Now, if she had laid a finger on one of these officials, or if she had threatened them, they wouldn't use the word harassment. They would say threat, or they would say assault, or something like that. And she'd probably be behind bars.
Right.
So harassment, what that means is she's talking to them.
Well, maybe. I mean, there's other ways to harass people without necessarily. I don't know. I'd be curious to know more about what exactly they mean by harassment, but I take your point, and I think it's all so absurd. They should just she wants to know how assessments work. They should take the time and just explain it to her, and this could all be avoided. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, they could show us the terrible things that she's doing in there by showing us the video of whatever she's doing. I'm sure they whipped out their cameras and got video and audio of all the terrible things she was doing, right?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to just accuse someone of doing something terrible, right?
Yeah. True.
But yeah, so where are those videos exactly?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a very good question. Well, maybe she could. I'd say she could file a Freedom of Information request to see those videos that they.
Yeah, and of course that's the mistake that she's apparently made. As best I can tell from having kind of followed what she's doing, loosely over the last couple of months, I don't think she's been taking a camera and getting that video and audio of her whole interaction, right?
Yeah.
So it would be better if she had that and could put that on YouTube. As opposed to just, but she's done a great job of interacting with the print reporters and making sure that her story is in the public eye, even though she's not getting video.
Yeah. Huh. Wow. All right. Well, hopefully, where does that bill stand that was put in to keep her from
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that's not going anywhere. I mean, you can't do that.
Yeah. I would just think if people want to know more, it's the city of Nashua in southern New Hampshire, for those who aren't in state listening. And she, if you just, it's Lori Ortolano. Just Googling her name in New Hampshire was probably the best way to find out what's going on.
Okay.
She has a website, but it's kind of boring. So,
Yeah.
but it's good-gov.org, and it doesn't seem to be updating her, her really interesting situation. So I would just Google Lori Ortolano.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably if I get a chance, I'll do that after the show because I'm just curious now. All right, well, very good. Anything else on your mind, Dave?
Always something else, but I'll call some other time.
All right, Dave. Well, please give the Ridley Report a plug before you go.
Oh, RidleyReport.com. I do get video when I go into City Hall.
Yes, you do. Very wise. All right, my friend Dave, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, Dave Ridley of the Ridley Report. It had been a long time. Oh, John Hopwood objecting to Dave, saying this is propaganda. Why does he skew things so? We have another call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Am I the right caller?
Are you the right caller? Yes!
Matt, it's Peter.
You have won. You are the right caller. You have won tickets to see Leonard Skinner and 38 Special at the Verizon Center.
I was hoping.
Unfortunately, due to COVID, that show has been rescheduled to 2024, so we'll see if any of them are still alive. Hey, what's up, Peter?
Oh, what's going on?
How are you?
What's going on? I know you guys are talking about the events of today. I just wanted to give you guys a call and let everyone know I'm out of the hospital. I don't know if a lot of people didn't know what was going on. But I'm good. I'll be back come back on Tuesday. We're taking a holiday Monday.
Okay. Yeah, I did, after you texted me, I think it was yesterday, I did mention on the show that you were going to be back Tuesday and that you're going to be okay. And, yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys remember my poop problem.
Yes, in fact, well, it's hard to forget because as I sit here, there's this book here that Mike Pelopita had.
I should have read it.
It Hurts When I Poop, yes.
So, yeah, I guess, because it's been lingering for a couple of weeks, and I'm just waiting for it to go away like everything else does.
Yeah.
It's not going away. So I checked into the ER on Wednesday morning, and after all the tests they did and everything, come to find out, you know what did it? You know what caused it?
What?
One of Easy G's cookies.
Oh, no. That's really bad because I've eaten some of those.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I take it easy with those.
Yeah, boy, you're not kidding.
No, in all seriousness, I did have an infection. I got some medication. I'm good. I'll be good to go.
And
I wanted to say, you know what? I really wanted to say thanks to everybody.
Of course,
I got an outpouring of messages. I was overwhelmed with messages from just about everybody.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, everyone was very concerned. It's not like you to be. Well,
no, but it was really it was ridiculous. I'm like, oh, okay, well, now John Clayton knows my medical history.
Jenny in the chat room is asking, was it sepsis? That kind of infection?
It was caught. Okay, so I had a good January too. I had a tooth extracted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I took an antibiotic for that to get rid of the infection.
Yeah,
and it was so strong. I guess this can happen and cause some sort of colitis. And a certain type of colitis, and which is treatable.
Yeah.
And so it's basically another infection. It was in my intestine.
Okay.
So it did hurt when I pooped.
So that was caused by the antibiotic.
Yeah, it can happen with whatever the antibiotic was. I forget.
Interesting.
But that's what did it. So I'm like. And I thought I had some bad sushi. That's what I thought at first,
Yeah. I'll be damned.
No, I really, that's how I thought it was. And then, I'd have good days, and then I'd be like, oh, it's back.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I don't have medical problems. That was the first time I ever spent 2 nights in the hospital.
Well, wait a minute, though. Didn't you have your appendix out?
Yeah, but I was only there for one night.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And wait till you hear that. Wait till you hear that story. I'm going to save that one for Tuesday because that appendix is going to come back up.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
To keep everyone on the edge of their seats, they're going to hear a lot of, you guys know what happened to me on the airplane. Wait till you see 2 days in the hospital.
Well, the appendix is going to come back up. You didn't. The antibiotic didn't cause you to grow a new appendix, also, did it?
Well, no. I'm
Okay.
I know. See, you're good. You're good, but I'm going to save it for next week.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm just relieved. This is a wonderful surprise. It's great to hear your voice. I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, I was going to wait till when I went back, and then I'm like, everyone. I mean, literally, I was shocked. I mean, I don't know. I got a lot of love and support from everybody. So I just wanted to say thanks.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yep, you're getting a lot of love and support in the Facebook live chat right now, so that's awesome. By the way, I also want you to know, and I don't know if this is weird, but as you've been talking, I've been looking at the giant cardboard Peter Whitehead in the corner and pretending that your voice is actually coming out of that because I just think that's fun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's fun to just
How
pretend.
am I doing in there? All right?
Yeah, your color is great, and the head is about the normal size. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time I was there was when I was with you.
Yeah, you were. Yes, you were. Well, you were with me, but you were also with your big head right in the corner there.
Yeah, well, I went downstairs and I had 2 tacos, and that was it. That was a rough night for me. And that's why I went into the ER. That's what triggered it. I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
Oh, no kidding! Wow, like that night or the next morning.
Well, yeah, that night, I fell asleep, and then boom, I woke up. I'm like, forget it.
Oh, no kidding.
And then I was this, I don't miss shows. I hate missing shows.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Well, that's why everyone was so worried about you. Yeah,
right. So it was like 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, okay, can I sit there for 2 hours and because I did it one day a couple of weeks ago. I had a rough morning, and I'm like, okay, I played it off. No one could tell.
Yeah.
But I sat there and I thought, like, okay, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I even made my own Polly C. Baker's dozen.
That's right. I remember you were saying you were going to do that.
I was excited about it.
Yeah.
Because Paul couldn't make it that day. I'm like, oh, what are we going to do? And I'm like, well, I'll just do it.
Yeah. Oh boy, it was not to be. Maybe do you think Paul maybe put a hex on you because he was mad that you were going to do it?
No. Paul was one of those that was concerned. I got a message from him.
No,
why
of
aren't
course.
you on
Yeah.
the air? Why aren't you on the air?
Yeah. Of course.
So.
Yeah.
And then, just everybody. I got a message from Tim Baines. He goes, and it's all just like, you okay? Are you okay?
I bet when you told him you were going to be okay, he said, "I'm excited."
He actually did.
Yeah.
He actually did. That is one guy that is always excited.
He's always excited.
Like if he ever runs for another office, he has to have that in his slogan.
Right. Oh wait, I think he wants to.
Yeah.
I think he wants to chime in.
My name is Tim Baines. Today I'm excited.
Yep, he's excited today. Wow,
that's so great.
Yeah, that's
so good to hear. It's just it warms me.
Yes, yes, it does. Oh, very good. Well, all right, Peter. Well,
all right. Well, listen. Get back to your little program here.
Well, I'm really glad.
I know Dave Ridley's probably trying to call back.
Dave Ridley might be listening, and he might have a theory about how the government somehow has affected your health, and if only we could secede from the rest of the union, this wouldn't have happened to you.
He must be a zillionaire now. Wasn't he one of the first on the ground floor of Bitcoin?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I should ask him that sometime. He runs with that crowd. So probably.
I used to watch his videos. On YouTube 10 years ago when he was creeping around the corners and stuff. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's an ambush journalist, and he does it well. Oh, well,
all right. Again, though, I want to thank everybody, and thank you, Matt, and everybody. So I will be back Tuesday morning.
All right, Peter. We look forward to that. Love you, man. Glad you're okay, and
right.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Love you guys, too. Thank you.
All right, you got it. Bye-bye. All right, Peter White of The Morning Show with Peter White. That was a cool surprise. I had no idea he was going to call, and he sounds great, and I'm glad that, it was nothing too serious, something that could be treated. I mean, serious enough if he was in the hospital for a couple of nights, but I'm glad it was able to be dealt with. Obviously, Peter never misses a show, so when he was not here for what ended up being multiple days, it was like, we were all kind of like, oh, what is going on here? So that was a big relief. And he'll be back on Tuesday morning. By the way, if you are wondering, because obviously he's feeling better, but Monday is a federal holiday, so it probably makes more sense for him to come back on Tuesday. We will be here Monday. For this show, however, even though it's a holiday, just as we did last year, I wasn't told anything different, so I just assumed, okay, well, last year, this show was live on President's Day, so we'll, again, no one told me different, so I'm just going to show up Monday as per usual. But, it is a political show, so we should be here for President's Day. I hope you'll all join me unless you're out car shopping. Is that still a thing? Maybe Scumpy will call. I can ask him. I know that it used to be. It seems like every President's Day every year, that was like President's Day was like Black Friday is in retail. President's Day is in auto sales. They all have their big sales. Let's see. We are approaching the top of the hour, so let's take a break. I know Gonzo is going to be Skyping in. Hopefully Skype is working. Yesterday, actually I know it is because Ben Dion was able to use it last night on the Weekly Dion. Yesterday, Easy G tried to Skype in and it all went horribly wrong. And he ended up having to call in instead for his entertainment report. But I was able to reinstall Skype. About every, 2 to 3 months, we have to reinstall Skype on that computer. I know what I want to play. Yeah, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the second hour of Matt Connarton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in Manchester, New Hampshire. So don't go away. We have more to come. Here's a little Alice Cooper for you. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It is hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 in Manchester. Streaming at WMNHradio.org. And on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page on this Friday afternoon. I believe Gonzo is going to be Skyping in, so we will look forward to that. Also, too, if you'd like to get in with a call, let me give the numbers, but don't wait until the last minute because it is Friday, and on Fridays we do wrap up a little bit early because Granite State of Mind will be coming up at 6 p.m., so it is the COVID era. We need time to wipe down and disinfect and clean up and make sure I don't leave any germs behind, so we take a little extra time between shows to do that, so probably be here till about 20 of. So get in soon. And then, by the way, tonight at 8 p.m., from 8 to 10 p.m., I will be back with Paulie C. and Dan Randlett for Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. I'm Paul's co-host on that show, along with our friend Dan. And tonight we're going to be featuring, the show's going to be old school hip hop. That's going to be the theme tonight, which I'm really looking forward to a lot. So that is tonight from 8 to 10. But in the meantime, give me a call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can always interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But we'd love it if you call us at 603-250-6007. I want to remind you, too, that we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot right across the street in the Brady Sullivan Plaza. I can see them from here. It's all lit up. I can wave, but there is a delay. They won't see it. But delicious gourmet pretzels. They have craft beer. They have wine. It's a wonderful place. You may have been there last night, for all I know, for trivia night. They do that on Thursday nights now, which I learned this week. But it's a wonderful place. They do everything very safely there. Everyone is masked at all times. Well, I mean, while you're drinking your beer or eating your pretzel, you don't have to wear your mask. But the staff is always masked, even out back in the kitchen. They've always got a face mask on, which is so important. And the tables are spread apart, and they do clean and sanitize everything consistently. They take COVID very seriously there, so it's a safe place. Let's see. Gonzo, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. I always get nervous when answering the Skype because I don't know if you heard yesterday's show or not, but it doesn't always work out with Skype. You know, most of the time it does, but not always.
Well, to his defense, my first 3 times were miserable. It's something that takes practice, but I've mastered it. So
you are truly. You're what? What's that?
Have no worries with me. I got it down now.
You do. You sound great. Oh, and we have a call. We'll grab this call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hello, Matt Connarton. It's Paulie C. from the Retro Spectrum.
Paulie C.
Good morning, Paulie.
Oh. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Is that Mike Gonzalez?
Good morning, Paulie.
I believe it's...
Good morning.
I believe it's pronounced Gonzales.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right. I'm sorry.
Depends on the year.
Hey, Matt, I am calling. I don't mean to intervene on your wonderful, wonderful, entertaining 2 hours of radio there, but I wanted to let you know that sitting in for Dan tonight will be DJ Steve.
Really?
Yes, I got a message from Dan about a half an hour ago letting me know that his rash is acting up, so he's not going to be in.
His rash. Now, has his rash completely, like, has it spread to his entire body, or is it? Well,
you know what? I was eating a big plate of lasagna when he told me, so I didn't want to get into too much detail.
Right.
But yeah, so he told me that he couldn't make it because he's got the flare-up going on. So it'll be you, me, and the great DJ Steve from Happy Wheels.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Well, I hope that I've never met DJ Steve. Steve Light.
Referring to Stephen Light?
I believe so.
Yes, Stephen Light. I will absolutely be there, and I will be there on time. Thank you for the opportunity.
Wow.
Thank you, Steve. I look forward to seeing you, buddy.
And Dan, I assume, will be at home taking a bath in what is it, calamine lotion?
Well, yeah, but I don't think he's using what he does lately. He told me he's like on a 3-point type of treatment now, where he does the calamine third. What he does first is he soaks in Yoo-hoo. Chocolate drink.
Yes.
And then he soaks in the Lucky Charms breakfast drink there that he gave us the other day.
Lucky Charms, yes, with green clovers and blue diamonds.
Yeah, didn't you try that and it was totally disgusting? What cereal was that?
Oh, I did try that and it was disgusting, but I do use it if I have a rash.
Exactly. He's soaking in it right now as we speak.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
Well, very good. Well, I hope his rash improves soon. It must be terrible to have a rash like that.
It must be.
Yeah,
it really must.
And it's probably extremely contagious.
A winter rash that's worse.
What is a winter rash?
Yeah, summer rashes are normal, but winter rashes are odd.
Right. Yes. That Dan.
Right.
Dan, of course, has rashes all year round, doesn't he, Paul?
That's right. He does. He has a rash all year round.
He has a rash for every season.
So when it comes to rashes,
right.
he's very rash.
He's very rash with his rashes.
rashes.
He's rash
Yes.
about his rash. And I also happen to know firsthand, Dan, Matt, that Dan does not like hip-hop music. So it's ironic. Don't you think?
It's amazing. You know what it is? It's like that mind-body connection. Like, he doesn't like the hip-hop, and he has a terrible rash that has engulfed his entire body on the same day that we're supposed to do a Retro Spectrum Radio where the theme is old school hip-hop. That's very interesting.
Yes. In fact, he texted me as soon as I posted the Heavy D in the Voice quote in your chat room.
Yes.
So I would imagine that is what actually caused the flare-up.
Right. Caused him to break out. Do you know if it's like, is it just your standard red rash, or is it hives? Or, do you know details about Dan's terrible rash?
I'm not sure. I mean, the last time he and I were hanging out, it was full-blown open wounds. So I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds incredibly uncomfortable. He probably can't even wear clothes.
Well, that's okay. That's fine. Dan looks great in the nude.
Well, that's more for my other program. That's for Matt Connarton Unsheathed.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's who I thought I was calling.
No, that's on.
Yeah, when's that on? I've been looking for that.
That usually starts around 3 a.m. But it is
you weren't allowed.
It is behind a paywall. Well, I am legally prohibited from telling you how to find it. It's only on the dark web.
Yeah, you just sold out.
Right, exactly. And Gonzo, if you do tune in at 3 a.m., just wait like 5-6 minutes, because Matt's like one of those guys that starts the show like 7-8 minutes late. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, the nice lead-in song, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, too, if anyone breaks out in a rash on that program, we wrap things up pretty quick. That's kind of the end of the show at that point.
Well, that's how you don't get a rash, Matt.
That's right.
You wrap things up.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Oh.
You be proactive.
Yes. Proactive. You can do that use that for your if you have acne.
Yeah, that's even though that's not really proactive.
No, proactive isn't that?
Usually people don't make that call until they have it. That's
right. Which I
but
believe
you can wrap it up and avoid rashes.
But I believe Dan also has that problem, correct, Paul? When he breaks out in a rash, he also has terrible acne at the same time.
Yeah, it's really unpleasant to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to feel bad for the guy, but when you look at him, it's like, oh, get away from me.
I remember that in high school, if I even so much as mentioned MC Hammer to Dan, he would suddenly break out in a terrible acne and a rash.
Yeah.
Says here on Google.
I'm just looking at the text again that Mr. Randlett sent me.
Yes.
So this is what he wrote. He wrote, "I'm not going to make it to the show," and the next one it says, "And no, it isn't because of hip hop. I had much to say about that genre."
Oh, did he now?
Maybe it's a good thing he's not coming in tonight, Matt.
I know, right? It might have been the last Retro Spectrum Radio.
Yeah, I like my radio show.
Yeah.
And I love Dan, but yeah.
Yeah. He might have been working blue, if you know what I mean.
Right.
If there's any blistering, he needs to go to the doctor if there's any blistering.
Yeah, make sure you tell him that, Paul. You should text him back. Tell him to go see a doctor if there's any blistering.
Well, Matt, you've been his friend longer than I have. Why don't you tell him that?
That's maybe I will. Maybe
All
I
right,
will.
boys, carry on. Matt, I'll see you at 8 p.m.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Paul.
All right, brother.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C tonight from 8 to 10 p.m. We're going to do some old school hip-hop. And Gonzo, I have not met DJ Steve. This is very exciting.
So there's two people lying now. Obviously, Peter was lying about his whatever that lie was. What is it, infected pancreas or something? I don't know. And then obviously there's no rash. I know what's going on.
What do you think's going on, Gonzo?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
You just said you think you know what's going on. What do you think's going on? You think you know what's going on, but now you're not saying what's going on.
Peter didn't really have much backup information for his intestine thing. I don't know. I mean, maybe
really?
Maybe he's going through a breakup. Who knows?
Wow. Well, that's a long way to go for, just, end up in the hospital and everything,
But those things can be heartbreaking, though.
I suppose. I feel like you're trying to start trouble, Gonzo. This is very alarming, But you are a bit of you like to stir the pot, as we say.
I wouldn't say that. I like to start crap.
Well, that's the same thing.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
I don't. I just call it like I see it. Is what I do. I mean, I know when a duck sounds like a duck, and that's all.
Right.
Ash, I know what's going on. They're going on. They're going out tonight.
Oh, you think Peter White and Dan are going out?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
So, right out for them.
I don't know what they would talk about. Peter actually likes old school hip hop.
Well, who doesn't?
Dan.
I mean, really, who doesn't?
Well, Dan.
I bet you everybody in the world has something to like about old school hip hop.
Except Dan. Dan hates it. He hates it so much.
We don't know that. He said he had something to say about it.
Hates it so much, he breaks out into a rash. Now, Eric Street in the chat room says, Gonzo, if you can time travel, can you warn the Patriots about the helmet catch in the Super Bowl 42?
I'm not allowed to do that for certain things. I have to really believe in it in my gut or the power goes away. And I only get 5 a year. I usually use 4 on EZG every year.
Oh, that's right. But he doesn't take you up on it because I remember when EZG from the future called EZG.
That was me.
Oh, that was you doing that. Yeah.
No, that was me. No, I biffed him like in Back to the Future. I gave him like that sports almanac.
Oh, right.
He just wouldn't listen to me though.
He wouldn't. He could have saved himself.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I got to go back and make that right.
Yeah. Don Tibbetts, Don T. Tibbetts is in the Facebook live chat. He says, I don't like hip hop at all. Geesh. Well, maybe careful, T. You don't want to break out in a rash like Dan. That's what happens. It'd be terrible.
Yeah. You don't see Head Shop covering any LL Cool J?
Oh, that was Tibbetts'. What did Tibbetts do in that? What did T do in the band? Was he the drummer?
He was the animal.
The animal?
Animal from the Muppets.
Oh, right.
He drummed. He drummed wild like the animal. Like.
Oh, okay.
He was the drummer. That band was awesome.
Mike Pelopita joins us in the Facebook live chat. Mike, of course, from Queen City Cabinetry, one of our wonderful sponsors here at WMNH. And Mike is the one who brought in this book for Peter, It Hurts When I Poop. And Mike, I don't know if you were listening earlier, if you heard Peter White call into the show. But for those who might just be joining us, Peter White did call earlier. He's going to be fine. He's going to be back on Tuesday, and turns out he had a bit of an infection, which is why it hurt when he pooped. And he's okay. He is on the mend.
There he is.
Yes.
So I'm just kidding. I'm actually at the Elliott. I'm outside. It's mobbed. We can't even get near his room. Security's everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried to go in, and they're like, you're not going to see Peter White. There's 200 people ahead of you.
Right.
Did you hear Tim Baines called him? Oh my God.
Well, he's probably very excited to call him.
Yeah, oh my God. Did you hear that? Did the mayor call him too?
He didn't say anything about the mayor calling him.
He got like 300 calls, didn't he?
Actually, Tim Baines is calling us. Hang on.
My name is Tim Baines. Today I'm excited.
Oh, and then he hung up. Well, but he's very excited.
Yeah, he is.
Mike says, I knew something was going on when he hasn't been on his show. Yeah, that's why everyone was so worried, because Peter never misses a show. It's extremely rare.
Way to crack the case, Mike.
Tom Petrello, I'm sorry, not Tom. Tony Petrello is in the Facebook live chat. Hi, Tony. Apparently, he likes the old school hip hop. He likes Grandmaster Flash. Remember Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five?
Yeah, I do. You know what I like is These Are the Breaks. That's a good one.
Who is that? That's Curtis Blow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Curtis Blow, and I'm pretty sure it's like a 13-minute song with a great drum.
Oh, yeah. That is, geez, maybe I'll play that for the changeover between this and Granite State of Mind. I need a long song for that.
That and no else is good is like I like early BC Boys before they got all clever.
Yeah,
I like that first License to Ill album. That was really good.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And then Dre changed the game when you talk about old school hip hop. Like
Dr. Dre
and 92 Chronic. Forget about it.
Dre had a brain aneurysm recently, and it was very concerning because at one point it didn't look like he was going to necessarily. He took longer to recover than expected, but I guess he's okay now. But my God, we almost lost him. He's only 55, I think.
And who told you that? Peter White?
Yes. John Hopwood.
No, man, can you imagine? That would suck.
Oh, yeah. John Hopwood is in the Facebook live chat.
It would suck because we never got to hear Detox yet.
Oh, that's true.
We've been waiting on Detox for 50 years.
Just never coming out. Hopwood thinks Easy G poisoned Peter. We have a call. Oh, I think they hung up. Hello? As soon as I answered the phone, I heard a click. By the way, Hopwood is asking why you're not on the screen. So if I move just right, for those watching online, you can see Gonzo on the screen behind me. But I have to be in just the right position. But there you go, John Hopwood. You can see your co-host on Ward 13.
Get out of the way, Matt.
What did you guys do this week on Ward 13 with John Hopwood?
Oh, my God. What a baloney show that was.
Baloney?
We didn't have a script. We just kind of went off, and it was ridiculous.
Right.
We talked about how Mike Martin was home self-quarantining and, basically, self-quarantining.
Yes. We have
going blind as we speak.
We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, this is the old T calling you.
Hey, Don T. Tibbetts. How are you, my friend?
Very good. We just got back from fishing on Lake Monroe.
Where's that? Where's Lake Monroe? Is that in Florida?
Yeah, outside of Orlando, Florida.
Oh, very good. So,
but I was concerned about what was on the Facebook Live that Easy G poisoned Peter White.
This is probably going to be the new scandal. The guy barely just recently finally figured out how to live down the Taco Gate scandal. Of course, we all remember Taco Gate, and the entire city was engulfed in this scandal and in sour cream. But it sounds like he may have, in fact, poisoned Peter White. This is terrible. Cookie Gate, yes.
So Peter White suffered from excessive anal pressure?
Well, yes. Now let's be a little bit careful with that. I think that's also a discussion for the other program. But he's
not if it's going outward.
He's okay now, though. He is on the mend, as we say. T.
Because I had trouble with my phone because I switched services and I couldn't get to the show yesterday or Wednesday, and then I realized today when I was listening. When I heard Moose and Carol, I was like, "Oh my God, this is so long ago."
Yes.
And I was cracking up. And so, anyways, I was glad to hear finally what the situation was. And of course, we wish a quick get well situation for the one and only Peter White.
By the way,
did you call in?
I just called in right now. What are you talking about, Gonzo?
Did you try to call into the morning show today?
I know. It was Moose and Carol. Hello.
Well, if you could time travel, you could.
That's true. But by the way...
Well, that's right. I'd love to have a chance to do that with you, but at this moment, I'm unavailable.
Moose and Carol was one of my favorite comic strips growing up.
What were you reading to get that?
Chicago Tribune. I'd spend the summers out in the Midwest with my mom, and I'd always enjoyed Moose and Carol on Sunday mornings.
Holy cow, you're in Chicago in the summer. That's a good time to be there.
It was the hijinks that they would get into. You know what I mean?
No, I believe that for sure, sure.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, Peter White, he's okay. He'll be back on Tuesday. But, yeah, he never misses a show. That's why everyone was so worried about him.
There's no Moose and Carol. He lied.
No, this is Moose and I think. Or maybe it was Carol and Moose.
Maybe.
It was a long time ago. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're alive and well out there, Gonzo.
Yeah, so far so good.
It was the guy who did Doonesbury. The same guy. Scott whatever.
Trudeau.
Scott Trudeau, yeah, him. He also did Moose and Carol.
It's Carol
I did not know
and
that.
Moose Jaw.
Oh, I'm sorry. Carol and Moose Jaw. Okay. Well, I was just a kid. I don't remember.
Jaw and knuckle, same
well,
thing.
Well, you
to
remembered a little bit. You mentioned it, so you had to remember something there, sir.
That's true. There was an inkling in my mind, but just...
That's what it was.
Yes.
An inkling. I understand that.
An inkling. Yes, yes. And how have you been, T? How's your health been? You been okay?
Yeah, doing good. Still recovering from the old cancer scene, and it's very good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you had, what was it, your eyelid where you had it? Where the skin cancer?
I had basal, the basal skin cancer in the eyelid itself, and then I had prostate cancer.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't know about that. Okay, but you've been you've been treated for that, or is that ongoing?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh no, they took it out.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, I had. Luckily, I got it early enough.
Yeah.
So they were able to get in there and get the whole shebang. So I was very, very lucky. The Lord was shining on me.
There you go. Yeah. Fortunately, that's tends to be pretty treatable. Yeah. We all gotta. What is?
Yeah, you get it in time, you're fine. You don't get it in time, you're dead meat in the water.
What is it like? Is it age 50 when we have to start doing that, like once a year or once every couple years?
That's what they say. The whole thing is to have your blood, always watched when you have your regular checkups. That's how mine was discovered, and that's how I was saved.
Okay, all right.
Rectal colonoscopy, Matt.
Ooh, I don't even like to think about that stuff.
Boy, he loves throwing out the big words, doesn't he?
He does. Well, he does all that fancy book learning. He's got this big vocabulary now. He's got all these fancy words.
I learned that from Chrissy, actually.
Really?
It was all because of Central High School.
There you go. Central High School. All right. Represent.
Ping pong gym class, T.
Yeah. We didn't use big words in phys ed.
Wow.
Tibbetts pulled some strings and we played ping pong for a semester.
Were you... Wait.
That was table tennis. Table tennis.
Oh, sorry.
Gonzo, were you in his class for real?
Yeah. I was his driver's ed student.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we used to run errands.
Yeah. I had him and his brother.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I taught with his mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a friend of the family, so I got referred to Tibbetts very early in my life.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've known him forever.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, we used to play at his father's bar quite a few times.
He passed, Tibbetts. He passed.
The old cahoots.
My dad died, Mr. T. Did you know that?
Yeah, I already sent cards and everything.
I know.
Of course I knew that, you wacko. But no, we had in the cahoots days, oh my gosh, we had a lot of fun at that bar.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. There's a lake party every year, too, right? A 4th of July party you used to have at your buddy's house. That was amazing.
That was the only bar they allowed me to set up the drums on top of the pool table.
Really?
I would put down styrofoam and then a 4x6 plywood, and then we'd slide it to the corner, and I would set up on the pool table.
They let you do that? That's bizarre.
Oh yeah, we rocked.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's head shop. What are you gonna do?
Well, I guess I just like when I used to play in bands. Like if if I was in a place with a pool table, if I even, dared set my base down on the pool table very carefully, somebody who worked there would freak out at me like, get away from that.
Well, you're not Tibbetts and you weren't Head Shop.
That's true. True on both counts. Wow.
Plus, you
that was the most hilarious. That was most hilarious setting. That's the only place I ever set up at a pool table.
Yeah, well, I would assume.
A few things happened on that pool table, Tibbetts.
Oh my goodness! Well.
Yeah, and then of course they set up the stage, so that was very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tying up the pool table.
A lot of memories at Cahoots. That ran quite a few years.
Oh yeah, like 5-6 years. The best. I was 21 when my dad bought that bar. It was great.
Where was it?
It was where Old Granite Street Road, or right where the dance club is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Drink.
What's there now? The dance club is there now?
Yeah, it's Drink.
Yeah. Okay, I know exactly where you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, right down there.
So many places that have come and gone over the years. It's interesting. Yeah.
Definitely.
Tons.
Yeah.
I think Head Shop opened and closed the most bars in the city.
Really? Yeah. Did you guys ever did you ever open for anybody, like national acts that would come through, or?
No.
No.
Okay.
I was wondering.
We just opened bars, and we were local. We didn't really want to travel that far,
Did you do originals or covers or a mix?
We had some originals,
Pure
but mostly we were pure 60s rock and roll.
Come on. Pure 60s rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's their slogan.
Oh, really? But you had you had some originals though?
Oh yeah.
Any of them recorded, like that you still have, or?
No, they're on CDs that we put out, but
Oh. But anything online? Did anything get put online ever, or?
No, because I was never a computer person to do that.
Yeah.
Somebody else in the band would have had to do that. But,
okay. Yeah, I was curious.
That's why when I left the band 7 years ago to come down to Florida, we had to take care of my in-laws.
Yeah.
That's why nothing else happened, because I did all the flyers, I did all the booking, and I did that whole shebang kind of deal,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very often it falls. I was just going to say, very often it falls to one person, to kind of handle everything. And then when that one person leaves, that's the end of the band. I've seen that scenario up close a number of times over the years.
I believe that, but we made it 27 years, so that's pretty cool.
That's a long time. Yeah. Wow. Good for you.
So Matt, what you're saying is you were never that guy.
No, I often was that guy. Actually, that's what I really mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, but I didn't mind being that guy though. I liked being that guy.
No, same with me at the time. I knew it was my job because I wouldn't have gigs if I didn't do it.
Right.
So that's why. But we played in North Conway at the Red Parker Pub. We played. Every bar pretty much that was allowed to have live music. Mm-hmm. Head Shop was able to sneak in there.
Was it
we played the old Dairy Field, we played the Old Road Steakhouse.
It sounds like you were pretty active. Like, were you playing every weekend? Shows every weekend, pretty much.
No, we tried to play every other weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In the beginning, we try and play Friday and Saturday night. So you go in, set up your stuff, and that way the next night you just come in and it's already set up. So that was good. Yeah,
that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we had a lot of fun all the time. I mean, every place we played, we played, and then we played acoustic a lot of places too. So that was a lot of fun.
It's nice when you have that option. When you're in a band and you have the option to, do something acoustic. If you want to play a place where, you can't set up the stacks and everything. It's nice to be able to do that too. It just gives you.
We used to play the old Spats, for crying out loud, and the owner, Cindy O'Brien, she had a conga, so I would pull that out of her cellar, and off we go playing again. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well,
Matt, They were legendary. Head Shop was will go down in history as Manchester for sure.
No, I believe it because I've heard you guys talk about it. Yeah, and there's not a lot of bands that last that long. 27 years is a long time. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I it still cracks me up that we lasted that long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well, listen,
I can remember we went to Carmichael's, and Peter Pappas, our bass player at the time. This is probably 1990 or 91, and he put the lights up on the edge of the walkway there. And at the time, there was still a staircase going down. Well, the lights fell over, and of course, they smashed. Mm. And my lead guitarist, Jim Cokeless, kind of freaked out because they were his lights. There's only 3 lights. They're little guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he freaks out. I said, "Hey, take it easy. He's only breaking them in."
There you go. Hey, Tony Petrello's in the chat room, and he remembers you guys. He says T's band was really good.
Oh, yeah, we tried to get him to sit in a lot. He's another drummer.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tony, he can play drums quite well, by the way.
Very nice. Very nice, yeah. I did not know that.
He always goes to Goffstown, what's the name of the place in Goffstown? Oh, Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, it's over the bridge. I forgot the name of it, honey. It's a great place in Goffstown. I can't believe I can't think of it. But on every Sunday, they have an open mic kind of deal from 4 o'clock to 7 where anybody can sit in and that kind of deal. And,
is it the Trestle?
There are some great musicians. Well, what's the name of that place?
Trestle? Tony says Trestle.
Yeah, the Trestle.
Okay.
That's it, the Trestle.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And it's still going strong. The Trestle is still going strong. It's fantastic.
Very good. Well, T, listen, we got to let you go because I got to wrap up in a couple minutes because there's another live show coming up at 6, so I have to change over, wipe everything down, clean everything up and all that. But it's wonderful to talk to you, my friend.
Oh, thanks for letting me reminisce a little bit. Always
Absolutely.
A pleasure to hear Gonzo giving his extra little innuendos in there. He always cracks me up. Matt, you're still doing a great job, so keep it going. And, of course, Pauly C is coming up, correct?
Tonight at 8 o'clock, Retrospective Radio.
Rob, don't forget about Rob.
Yep, and Rob Azevedo will be live at 6 p.m. with Granite State of Mind. And then,
that's right. Rob Azevedo's first. That's correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, keep it rocking. Keep it talking. Everybody out there, listen to 95.3. Yahoo!
All right, T. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye. All right.
It's Rob. Hey, it's Rob here. We'll be doing Phantom of the Opera tonight.
Wow, Phantom of the Opera. That's a surprise.
Yeah, right. Me and a couple of bros, we got together. We're going to do it. Whatever. Maybe good, maybe not. Hey, whatever.
Wow.
Sure.
I like your Rob impression, but Rob is in the building. By the way, I just saw Rob's hand grab the bathroom key, so we know he is here. Well, Gonzo, so we do need to wrap up. Is there anything you wanted to mention? Anything you wanted to plug before we go?
Absolutely. Don't forget about Ward.
Oh, he figured out a new way to do his thing where he just abruptly hangs up. Ward 13, which Gonzo is John Hopwood's co-host on that program, which you can see live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on TV 23 right here. If you're right here in Manchester, you can even watch it online live at manchestertv.org. And the recording of that will be up on the IPM Nation YouTube channel. But the actual Rob Azevedo is in the house, as the young people say, not the impression. Have you ever heard Gonzo's impression of you?
I've heard a few things about Gonzo when he does my sign off that I usually do.
Yeah.
He usually really puts a big spin on it.
Yes. I always say this about Gonzo's impression: what he lacks in accuracy, he makes up for in enthusiasm.
I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
I think he is hilarious. I think he does a fairly accurate portrayal of mocking me, but
yeah,
as he does it, I don't know if he knows, but when I want to put on my DJ voice and say 95.3 FM, I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? But I love it, Gonzo. Keep it coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do they say? Any publicity is good publicity?
Yes, yes. Right? Well, I mean, that's not always true, but,
no.
You know.
How's everything with you?
Good. Yeah. Another exciting week in the world of politics, you know, so it's an amazing time.
I try. It's, man, I know. He just won't go away. He's like the stain that you can't remove.
Yeah, Trump will be with us for, what was that Eddie Murphy's joke, about herpes? It's like luggage; you can never get rid of it or something. But yeah.
But you know, after at least for a few weeks after he was gone, I got back to some sort. I stopped watching the news as much.
Yeah,
I think my blood pressure went down. But this whole week has been screwed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all just comes back, and I get so angry for the whole government. All politicians, you're gross. I don't care. You're gross. The vast majority of you are disgusting.
Right.
I want to even say from a local level to a state level to a national level. You all got...
Yeah.
You sicken me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when I think about these senators, Republican, Democrats, do any of them think about their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, like looking at them someday?
Right.
But they don't care.
Right.
They don't care. And then I always think, like, I don't know, do any of these Republican senators or whatever, like, don't they realize Trump knows that you're using him, and it's like that Bob Seger songs. I use you, use me, you use me, and neither one cares.
Yeah.
Because at the end,
night moves.
Night moves.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Granite State of Mind at 6. I started this. We're doing these things every once in a while called the Takeover.
Yes.
Where the artists who come in and perform, they perform until about 6:30. And then from 6:30 to 7, they take over the DJ booth. They don't sit in the booth, but
right.
They get to play the songs that they that inspired them through the years.
Yeah,
and they're loving it. So tonight we have Grant Lampton, who's a local singer-songwriter who plays over the Hop Knot every single Friday night at 7:00.
Yep.
And over the next couple of weeks, we've got a blues man named Arthur James coming in, and we've got a guy named Hank. Yeah,
I've interviewed him. He's a really interesting guy, Arthur James.
He's funny. Yeah. He's off the chain, too.
Yeah.
And a guy named Hank Osborne. So it's fun, just mixing it up, anything to mix it up.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, just like Easy G. He likes to mix it up.
He does, man. He is. Texas Mike coming in anymore?
No, well, we're not. He's self-quarantining right now, but we're not. Because currently on my show, like, we don't really have anyone on who's like not already in the building on a regular basis, in the bubble, so to speak. So it's just Jenny and I, and of course anyone else who has a show here is always welcome. But no Texas Mike, no Easy G. Gonzo joins us via Skype. So other than that, but as far as in person, just folks like you and Peter and people who are already in the building.
How's Peter feeling?
Oh, yeah. So he called earlier. It was great to hear from him. It was a surprise. I didn't know he was going to be calling.
Yep.
And he's going to be back Tuesday. He's okay. He had an infection.
Oh, he did.
That was caused, apparently, by the antibiotic, because he had to have that tooth. He had an infected tooth.
Okay.
The antibiotic is what caused the infection, which was what was causing his, Mike Palapita. I'm sure you've seen it brought in this book for him. It Hurts When I Poop, because he was having a gastrointestinal issue. It turns out it was an infection caused by the antibiotic.
God.
Which is weird when you think about it, an antibiotic causing an infection, but apparently it's kind of common. So he's okay. He was in the hospital for a couple nights, but he was
in the hospital. I didn't know that.
Yeah, at the Elliott.
Oh, Jesus. Man. I'll have to send him a text. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But he's okay. He sounded great. Good. And I told him while he was on the phone, I said, I don't know if this is weird, but while you're talking and I'm pretending that your voice is coming out of the giant cardboard Peter Whitehead in the corner. Yeah, just for fun. But
that's a Gonzo creation right there.
That is
right?
a Gonzo creation.
He's a great artist, too.
Yes.
Get a lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm going to wrap up so I can clean up, and you can, and then you'll be able to assume the captain's chair.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you all stick around. Granite State of Mind coming up at 6 p.m. And then tonight from 8 to 10 p.m., of course, Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. And I'll be here for that as well, along with DJ Steve Light from the old Happy Wheels days. I'll be meeting Steve for the first time. Do you know Steve?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
You're doing hip-hop tonight, aren't you?
Yes. We're usually joined by Dan Randlett, but apparently he has a terrible rash.
Okay.
So he's in a bath of calamine lotion right now. Yeah. So, thoughts and prayers, Dan. But, Rob, thank you. Always wonderful to see you, my friend.
You, sir.
Everybody stick around. And I'm going to play this to close out my show, as promised. A little preview of, maybe Paul's going to play this tonight. I don't know. But a little Curtis Blow, The Breaks. And I will. Oh, and to remind everyone, I will be here on Monday for President's Day. So I'll talk at y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.